Live. What is going on, everyone? Thank you all so very much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, I really appreciate that. Anybody watching this on the replay, thank you so very much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, obviously it's Detroit, worst team in the league. So, I'm not going to be like super like, yeah, like that's it. Like Lakers are the best. But this is a good win. And look, I've talked about how the Lakers have been are a good team right now, right? They're better than all the bad teams by far. They're blowing out all the bad teams, but they're not as good as like the contending teams right now. And that's where we need to get. We need to get to that next level as far as like the team goes. And look, I still fully believe we'll be there. I still think we need a consistent scorer. Obviously, when D'Lo's playing this way, it's a beautiful thing. But in general, I think as we start getting guys back in, as guys start flowing back into the team and we get all that kind of sorted out and worked out, get a couple games under our belt, kind of establish us defensively, right? Start getting that defensive identity with the Cam Reddish, with a Jared Vanderbilt. I think that's when we'll really see how good this team can potentially be. But now we got another game tomorrow against the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's going to be the tough game, right? That's going to be the game that the Lakers are going to have to like lock down and right, because they're not Detroit, right? They're not. They are a team that can absolutely beat us and would love to beat us by 30. So we got to show up. We got to play our part. We got to hopefully this continues the way that we play today. Hopefully that carries over into that Oklahoma City game. I love the move, or I love the game. I love the win. Again, don't want to be like, yeah, like that's it. Like, again, we need to see the Lakers start beating and doing this to some of the better teams in the league. But love the win. Absolutely love the win. But diving into the end of the stats and stuff like that, then we'll answer all of your super chat questions and regular questions and stuff like that. But Torian Prince, he was 3 of 4 from 3, which is good. Talked about this the other day. I'm hoping that game where he hit 3 threes in the fourth, I'm hoping or the third quarter, I'm hoping that's kind of the beginning. Again, I don't want to get too pumped, right? Because he's been so rough this year, but 3 of 4 from 3 is huge. And I really hope that we see him continue that stride, continue to knock those down. LeBron James, 25 points. 8 rebounds, 4 assists. So he definitely made sure to get rebounds this game. Last game, he didn't have a single rebound. So it was great to see him, kind of track down boards and get a couple boards. He even had like a couple misses that he got the offensive board on, which I thought, I was like, he did that on purpose. But in general, great game from him. Anthony Davis, monster game. Obviously, we need this consistently from him. He has the ability, right? But game in and game out, can we get this 80? 28 points, 16 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks. And he had a insane amount of just deterrence, right? Like every time Detroit tried to do anything close to the rim, he was altering shots. He was affecting shots. He was extremely impactful, for the Lakers and their defensive side of things. D'Angelo Russell, 13 of 17, 5 of 7 from the field with 35 points, and he still gave 9 assists. Now, I've talked about how D'Lo, he is one of those guys that is capable of giving you, 25 to 30 on any given night and still give you the assists, which is what I love about D'Lo. It's not like he goes and gives you 35 and then the assists are like down to like 3 or something. No, he's great at kind of finding that balance when he's on. Problem is, he's been really hot and cold this year. I really want to see him consistently do what we need him to do. Reeves he just can't seem to put it together on a regular basis, right? It's just he has like a game or two where he looks good and things are flowing, and then he has this kind of game where he's 3 of 8 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3, 6 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. It's tough, right? It's frustrating, but Shafino got some action, gave us 10 points. That was nice. Got his first little NBA scoring. But again, not the best game ever. Obviously, playing Detroit, but I did think was a very solid win and a win that I'm very, very, very happy for. So anyway, let's dive into the chat here. A win is a win. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lakers. D'Lo came up huge. He was fantastic. Nope, we traded D'Lo. You can't keep him now. It's still probably trading D'Lo. Not sure what we'll have left in the tank tomorrow. I hope we have something, right? I'm hoping D'Lo can carry over and kind of pick up where he left off this game. Luckily, LeBron and AD both played under 30 minutes. They both played 28 and then 29 minutes for AD. So I'm hoping that that will kind of give them some fresh legs going into that Oklahoma City game tomorrow. But we'll see. Time will tell. Hopefully the D'Lo and AD trade will stop. Absolutely, it's not going to. The AD, the Lakers aren't trading Anthony Davis. That's just people throwing stuff out there. The D'Lo trade talks will probably be considered, right? If anything, you can make an argument that this is good for the Lakers because it raises his trade value. But the Lakers, more likely than not, are going to end up trading D'Lo. What's going on, Daniel? Appreciate you. Yeah, Reeves was rough today. I still want D'Lo gone. He performs against good physical teams, or he never performs against good physical teams. He hasn't been good on the road this year. He was good this game, which was nice, but he hasn't been good on the road this year. Tyler knew this was in the bag. He tried to recover on the stat sheets for missed stream wins and losses. I know, I'm trying to pick it back up. Like I said, it's harder for me to do like the 4:00 games for the watch along streams. It just is because I gotta like play dad and all that stuff, and then I have to do the post game streams and stuff. So it's hard for me to stream for like 5 hours now when I got the kids here. Tyler, you think LeBron and AD play tomorrow? I do. I see them trying to get it done. Good win. Yep, I loved it, Mario. I absolutely loved it. Dirty move, Tyler. Trade Reeves and keep D'Lo. He's just better fit. I mean, look, I talked about how there's a real argument for trading Reeves over D'Lo. I don't think the Lakers would. I don't. I think the Lakers would trade D'Lo. Also, salaries and stuff like that. Both have kind of been flip-floppy. I think D'Lo is the better playmaker currently. But again, it's more likely than not it's going to be D'Lo. We absolutely have to dig deep tomorrow. Agreed. I'm not impressed. D'Lo and AD always play well against trash teams. I'm waiting for tomorrow. Yeah, got to get the win tomorrow. Do not trade D'Lo. D'Lo haters are quiet this season. He has been playing amazing. He's still been very inconsistent. He's been terrible on the road. I mean, even the commentators talked about how bad he's been on the road. He has. He's been very bad on the road. He's been very good at home, but he's been terrible on the road. So it was nice to see this. Hopefully this is kind of the beginning stages of him playing better on the road. Tyler, would you rather have Fox on your team or Halliburton? In my opinion, I'd rather have Fox on the Lakers. I don't know. That's tough. Probably Fox because I think he's a little more dynamic. But Halliburton, man, the thing is Fox can't – I don't think Fox plays well with anybody. Halliburton, you can put him on with any player, any team, anything. So I personally, I would go with Halliburton. AR's defense is awful. D'Lo still needs to go because we know he gets routinely destroyed by elite teams with physical defense. He definitely still has problems. Why fans are overreacting and lost like the sky is falling. The Lakers have won 8 of the last 11 games. I understand the Lakers can't win every game. Of course, right? You're going to have some wins and losses, but I don't think it's so much that. I mean, obviously there's the people that just overreact game by game, moment by moment. But I think it's also there's a lot of people that have seen like the Lakers, they haven't beaten or they can't consistently beat good teams, right? Like it's easy to run through the Detroit Pistons. It's easy to run through the Portland Trailblazers, right? It's easy to run through the teams that you should be running through, which is why I've said right now the Lakers are good. They're not great. They're not a contending team, but they're a good team, right? Because they're better than the bad teams. They're doing what they're supposed to do and beating them by 30 points every game. And then the good teams, they're hanging around, they're winning a couple of those, but the really good teams, like the teams that we're probably gonna have to go through to get and win an NBA championship, we have not looked good against. So that's where the problem is. Yes, we need to beat the Thunder. I would love to beat the Thunder tomorrow. Need it badly. Still moving D'Lo regardless. Yeah, he's very likely getting traded still. Reeves always trying hard. I don't want him to be point guard. Just stay shooting guard, literally. Nice to see D'Lo getting hot and still finding AD and teammates. Yeah, that's what I like about D'Lo is, yeah, he'll go give you 30, but he'll still do what they need to do. Let's see. Not a bad game for JHS. Agreed. Fans are still taking trades, even though they win them. As I don't know if you're a fan or haters. I mean, look, Lakers could be undefeated. If there's a trade that's available that makes sense, you do it, right? Like every team could be better. The Lakers could be 17-0 or whatever right now. It means nothing unless you win a championship. I mean, look at the Warriors a couple years ago, right? Set the record for wins, right? You can always be better. Let's say the Lakers have a 50% chance right now to win an NBA championship. If you can get that even to 51 or 52% with a trade, you do it, right? You can always be better. Look at the Warriors. Warriors win a championship, and instead of staying stagnant and saying, you know what, let's go, what do? They go get Kevin Durant, right? The good teams always progress. They always get better, right? There's a reason why we haven't had back-to-back champions since the Warriors, right? Because a lot of teams haven't been making those moves, haven't been making those upgrades. You're seeing the rarity in the NBA. Yeah, I know. I see that. I was trying to rush and get the stream up, and I guess I forgot to hit the R, but I can't change it until after the stream's over. So it's gotta stay there. But sad to say, but how every time Reeves comes into the floor, it gives me negative vibes. He's just too hot and cold, right? It's like one game he's fantastic, the next game he's terrible. Jamar, they ain't the league, man. Tyler, would you keep D'Lo or AR if the goal is to win the chip? Right now, currently, I would keep D'Lo. I would, because I know people have the concerns that D'Lo isn't going to show up in the playoffs or whatever. If you get a guy like Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, right, you're not worried so much about D'Lo coming and giving you 20 a night, right? It takes a lot of pressure off of him. But D'Lo's been the more consistent player throughout the course of this season thus far. He's the better playmaker. He's been the better defender. So I just think if right now, if you had to keep one of them, you keep D'Lo. Secondly, I don't think that they trade AR. And two, I think AR, you keep him more for the longevity. Just because of his salary, you got him locked in. But right now, if you're trying to win the chip this year, D'Lo is the guy you'd keep. Tyler, difference between Ant-Man and Morant is that Morant can't shoot and Ant-Man can shoot and can do everything that Morant do. That's why Ant-Man is better than Ja Morant. Yes, Anthony Edwards is amazing. I think Anthony Edwards has top 5 in the league potential. The Lakers beat a bad team. Let's see how they're going to handle the Oklahoma City Thunder. Agreed. That D'Lo performance was fantastic. I loved what I saw from D'Lo. Loved it. Is it me or is it just me? The problem with AD's shot isn't the mechanics. He just thinking too hard when he lets it go. Just let it fly and it goes in. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he gets in his own head at times, right? Especially when he doesn't see it go through. You can see him get noticeably irritated or noticeably frustrated throughout the course of games. You see that all the time with him. He'll have a bad stretch or he'll miss a couple shots and then all of a sudden it's just kind of like this whirlwind. He's just, again, gotta just play the game. Let the game come to him. Lake Show, love it. Would you rather have Shea or Kyrie on the Lakers? I was Shea. Give me SGA. Kyrie, we know, would fit with LeBron, but SGA that dude is tough. We still need that one player to get us over the push. I still think the Rosen trade would help us out so much. Agreed. Would you say Lakers are a second rounder in their current state? What do you see? I think it depends on the matchup, but yeah, I think they're right now, like if I had to guess, like assuming nothing gets better, everything kind of stays where they're at right now, I think they're a second round team. Again, if you get the right matchup, right? Say you get the Warriors in the second round, then I think the Lakers now are a conference finals team. But like if everything kind of goes and like let's say they have to go against like the topper teams in the league, then yes. I mean, you never want to rule out AD and LeBron, especially in the playoffs, especially if both are healthy. But yeah, like I don't think currently they're a true contender. Like I don't think they're one of the 4 best teams in the league where it's like, okay, like they have a real chance to win the NBA championship. That doesn't mean they can't get there. Doesn't mean once everyone's healthy and all that, like they can't get there. They absolutely can. But as of today, the Lakers just haven't been able to show that they can beat the good teams. So tomorrow would be a good start. Go beat Oklahoma City, and then all that stuff. Tyler's struggling with the titles. Yeah. Do you think Brits or Reddish start when Vandy comes back? I think at first, I don't know if Darvin Ham's going to start Vanderbilt immediately. Nor, I mean, you can make an argument they shouldn't. Right? Let him get a couple games under his belt to where he can kind of get his legs back, get his timing right, all that stuff, rather than just throwing him out into the fire. But once he's good to go, me personally, I'm starting Reddish and Vanderbilt. I'm going D'Lo, Reddish, Vando, LeBron, and AD. Why are these Laker fans still talking about trades? Again, like I said, you can always get better. You can always get better. And it's still a reality. Like, the fact that the original conversation before the season even began was that the Lakers convinced D'Lo to waive his no trade clause and gave him the salary that they gave him with the intention to trade him. Again, the Lakers could be undefeated this year. The Lakers are probably still trading D'Lo and various others if the deal's there. They're not just going to make a trade just to make a trade, but all these, Laker fans, as you put in quotations, are talking trades because it's still a very real possibility, right? It's not like, oh, we beat Detroit Pistons by 30. That means we're the best team. No more trade talk. It's over. Lakers don't need a trade. They just beat the Pistons, the worst team in the league, by 30. Lakers are back, baby. No, that's not what that means. The Lakers still have very blatant holes, still have very blatant issues, right? The only teams that we're comfortably beating are the worst teams in the league. So, yes, the conversation about trades is still, like, Laker fans are still talking about these trades because it's a reality. I don't see the Nuggets winning it all this year. I don't think they're the same team as last year. I agree. I said that going into the season. I do agree with Andrew that you can never underestimate them, right? Like, no one would be surprised if Denver made it to the NBA Finals again and won again. But I think they took a couple losses that are really going to hurt. I disagree. D'Lo is inconsistent. He has been very inconsistent this year. The KD situation is a little different, though, since they signed KD in free agency, and literally was basically not possible. It gets worse from adding KD. But it's the point of upgrading. And also, they had to make trades in order to go and get KD, and they traded D'Lo to go get KD. So it wasn't a free agency thing. That's how they ended up getting the D'Lo trade. They ended up shipping out D'Lo to go do the KD date. So, like, they had to basically swap things around in order to make everything work, like to make the money work. It wasn't like they just were able to sign him outright. They had to make several trades to make it all happen. Or not the D'Lo thing. D'Lo was post-KD. I'm sorry. Who was it? Sorry, I got D'Lo on the brain. Because D'Lo was traded for the Brooklyn thing. Who was it that they shipped out? I'm blanking on it. It'll come to me. But my point is they had to make the things work. I don't know. Again, not D'Lo. The D'Lo trade was after. Sorry, didn't mean that. D'Lo's on my mind because questions. But they had to basically clear salary or whatever to make it work. So that way they could free up the cap space to go get him. But beyond that, the point was that, championship teams, in order to win a championship, you can't stay stagnant. If you can get better, you get better. You always find ways to get better, right? Anytime you can get better, you get better. So you want to trade Reeves for DeRozan or Levine? I mean, personally, yes. Right? I just think I like because again, the Lakers, in my opinion, are in win now. You have the small window with LeBron James. Um, I mean, they're very likely going to trade D'Lo. I just think Reeves right now has struggled more. He has been terrible defensively. D'Lo has at least been serviceable defensively. It's been a lot. He's playing the best defense he's had of his career. Like he's been very serviceable, and D'Lo's the better playmaker. So if you get like Reeves has struggled being the playmaker and actually getting guys involved with a regularity. He's had games where he's had that. He can find the open man. There's a big difference between finding the open man and actually making plays, right? So my thing is I just think D'Lo can be more impactful if you were to get a DeMar DeRozan. And Austin Reeves, like the good thing about Reeves is Reeves has been very good at closing down the stretch for us, right? Him and LeBron James have kind of been the closer. If you get a Levine or a DeRozan, guess what? Reeves is not going to be doing that, right? Reeves has also been terrible shooting the three ball. D'Lo's actually been pretty good this year. Again, he's been hot and cold. I just think D'Lo would be better currently if you were to get a Levine or a DeMar DeRozan. Just throwing that out there. But Christian coming in hot with the $2 super chat. But did you praise Jackson Hayes yet? Real test tomorrow. No, I have not praised Jackson Hayes yet today. Thank you, Christian. I really appreciate the super chat. Yes, agree. Got to get the win tomorrow. It's one thing to beat these bad teams by 30. It's another thing to actually beat some of these good teams. We got to start beating some of these good teams. We really did. But I really want the Lakers to go get this. Go beat OKC tomorrow, right? I think we need it. I really do. I think we need it. But again, I really appreciate that. I really want Hal to end up a Laker because him and AR was super fun to watch. Team USA, and imagine how guys 80 the ball 80 would feast without. Agreed, 100%, 100%. I hope he shows up tomorrow on 80. Yep, I am with you. What's up with Kai Jones? I don't know. That dude's like, he's out there. D'Lo's way too inconsistent and unreliable in major games to keep. But you wouldn't need him to be like, you could live with him being inconsistent. Like Reeves, like you could make an argument that if we get DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine, that like Austin Reeves might become like irrelevant, right? Like, because again, unless he gets back to being really good off the ball and hitting shots, if he plays the way he's playing, he's been very bad this year. He hasn't been consistent enough. At least D'Lo can play the playmaker role. He's done a better job of taking care of the ball than Austin Reeves. He's a better playmaker than Austin Reeves. Everything that I've mentioned. Like, yes, I get the concerns of D'Lo's inconsistency, but if you have a guy like a DeMar DeRozan or a Zach LaVine, D'Lo is just icing on the cake. Like, D'Lo could average 10 points a game rather than 17 a game, and that would be a home run, right? Because now he can kind of just play playmaker. So that's why I lean towards D'Lo than Reeves. Reeves is very likely the better long-term guy. But again, the question was this year, right? Like, to win a chip this year, who would I rather trade? Then it's Reeves. Like, if we have to push our chips in to go get it, then you trade Reeves. A win against the team in the NBA doesn't mean all the problems are solved. We're going to talk about trades until these guys prove we don't need one. They still have urgency issues. Exactly, SW. The Lakers beat the Cavs. They're good. What are you talking about? The Cavs are a 500 team. They're good, not great. Like I said, we have yet to beat one of the topper teams. Yes, we beat the Phoenix Suns, but one game was without Bradley Beal or Devin Booker, and then the other game was without Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, who just came back from injury. And look, a win is a win. I'll discredit the win, but we consistently fail to beat good teams. That's been the problem. We've gotten blown out by good teams more than we've been competitive by good teams. Like, so what are you talking about? Again, the Cavs are a 500 team. Like I said, Lakers are good, not great. You just proved my point. Thank you for proving my point. Anthony Davis is garbage. How do you only have against a team with no? Yeah, only 28 and 60, right? With D'Lo putting up near 40 piece. You're right. Yo, are you doing a watch along stream for tomorrow's game? That I'm gonna try to do for tomorrow's game. Like I said, I had to run some errands this morning and stuff like that, and get the kids from school and all that. So I won't know for sure till tomorrow, but I'm gonna try. I'm definitely gonna try. Also, just to let everyone know, this weekend, so Saturday through Sunday, I don't know how many games are that weekend, but I'm definitely not going to do a watch along stream, and I'm most likely not going to do any post game streams because my little brother, well, he's not so little anymore. One of my little brothers, he just had a baby, so I'm going to California to go visit my family and go see a baby. I'll definitely get some videos up because I can kind of record them at night, like when everything's done, like late at night into tomorrow. So I'll get some videos up here on the channel. But as far as live streams, I'm not going to do that because I want to take some time and see my family. So and see my little nephew, right? Whatever. So yeah. Anyway, just wanted to let everyone know. I'll make community posts and stuff to remind everybody as we get to the weekend. But yes, so that's why I want to try to do the watch along stream tomorrow. But no promises. Like how Cam Reddish came off the bench today after coming from injury, his lesser injury than Vando too. Yeah, you just kind of want to ease guys into it. We talk about trades because it's part of basketball. Exactly, that too. That is an excellent point too. Tyler, would you get rid of D'Lo for LaMelo Ball? Imagine if LaMelo joins the Lakers, 80 is gonna get a lot of lobs. To be honest, I am not a big fan of LaMelo's game. Like, he's fun, he's flashy, right? He can give you some highlights. I don't think he's a winning player, and I don't think he's going to be, right? Like, he and the injury issues and all that stuff. As far as like a basketball player, I'm not a big fan of LaMelo Ball. That's just me personally. He's fun. He's great to watch. Like, I enjoy watching him at times, but I don't think he's a guy. Like, I think if the Lakers got LaMelo Ball, like, I don't know how much better the Lakers would be. D'Lo for who? Can we get a realistic trade for D'Lo that can make the Lakers better? Yeah, that's the whole point of like a DeMar DeRozan, a Zach LaVine, something like that. And it's also hard to win back-to-back titles too. Exactly, extremely hard. This season feels unpredictable, like anyone can truly win. P.S. I lost money because LeBron didn't score one more basket. I'm sorry, Drag King. That's tough. But yeah, like this, there's definitely several teams you can make an argument for to win the NBA championship. I think the East is a little more straightforward than the West. The West, I mean, you can literally make an argument for like 6 teams alone in the West. Let's see. We need to trade Rui, Gabe, Prince, Hood, and DeRozan and Caruso. Whatever we got to do. Getting DeMar and Caruso, great. We need more inbound steals. Those are beautiful. I love that, especially from Reddish. Reddish has done a really good job. DeRozan wants to play for the Lakers. He's already said he will take less money to play for the Lakers. He went, like last season, he went on a campaign, like a touring campaign, talking about the Lakers and how much like he thought he was going to be a Laker and stuff like that. That was hilarious. I don't think LaVine or DeRozan will look good with AD and LeBron. They need guys who can shoot threes. Well, LaVine can. I mean, LaVine's a 38 to 40% three-point shooter. DeRozan, there's a lot of concerns about DeRozan and his three-point shooting, but there's more to stretching the floor than three-point shooting, right? DeRozan also is really good at long twos, and he's been better shooting the three ball this year than even LaVine has been. Both are kind of struggling this year, but I wonder how much of that is just they're in a terrible situation. They know that any day they're going to be traded. Like, you see that happen a lot, and then they get that breath of fresh air. The Lakers desperately need some over-the-top shooting and a consistent go-to scorer, right? Right now, the only one that they have is LeBron when his jump shot is falling. His jump shot isn't always falling. And so the Lakers don't have anyone else that they can go to in that degree. DeRozan and LaVine would make the Lakers a lot better. I mean, a lot better, right? If you get either of those guys, personally, I'm telling LeBron, hey, sorry, buddy, you're playing point guard, right? Or at least during the playoffs, especially the playoffs. I'm going Levine or DeMar. I'm going Cam Reddish, Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, and I'm beating teams by 40. If people wanted DeRozan, he'd be gone already. I don't know about that. Not all teams can go and trade for him right now. There's still, I mean, Lakers can't even trade for him if they wanted to. Like, even if right this second they were like, hey, we'll just give you DeMar DeRozan. We don't even want anything in return. Just match salaries. Just match salaries. You don't even have to give us Rui, Reeves, nothing. We just want to get off of DeRozan. Throw us a second to be nice. The Lakers can't do it even if they wanted to. And almost every team in the league is that way. Don't forget to give the video a like to show your support. Yes, take a quick second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's see. Tyler, I miss Dennis. He's been out clutch guy, or he's been our clutch guy. Did you see Dennis with the clutch layup against the Suns right now, man? Dennis, why did we trade him? Well, we didn't trade him. He ended up signing. But like, Dennis is really hit or miss. And he's been that way for Toronto, too. He's been really hit or miss. Like, I like Dennis a lot, but he can be very inconsistent also. Not defensively. He's been great defensively. Thunder was supposed to have the cheerleaders from the local high school perform tomorrow, but they canceled it at the last minute. I wonder why. Cavs will be great again with Braun and don't know. Thunder about to run through the Lakers tomorrow. We will see. Don't get your hopes up on that. Let's judge this team when we have everyone healthy. You can still judge this team for many things, though. Like, we don't know what this team fully will look like healthy. I agree with that. It's hard to fully judge this team. 100%. I am with you. But we can judge this team on several factors. One, lack of effort on both sides of the basketball, terrible rebounding, inconsistent scoring, right? No over-the-top shooting, no consistent go-to scorer, right? Like, there's a lot of things that we could still judge the Lakers on that the guys that are out right now aren't fixing. So you can judge the Lakers, just not fully. You can't fully judge the Lakers. D'Lo always gets handled by the best guards, just like in the Western Finals when he went missing. Yeah, but so does Austin Reeves. So, again, it's like, pick your poison with those two. At least D'Lo, if you have a DeMar DeRozan or you have those guys, D'Lo can be the playmaker and kind of get guys going. He's been better off the ball. He's been a better three-point shooter this year. Congrats to your brother. Thank you. Thank you so very much. I am very excited. It's his first kid. So he's excited. I'm excited. So, like I said, I'm just going to be hanging out with my family that weekend. It's a must. We get DeRozan or Levine. Either one of them fixes a lot of issues that we have. If we get DeRozan, we need a package in Drummond for an extra big. I agree. If we can't get Caruso, I do like the idea of Torrey Craig. I do think players that are currently hurt right now, that'll improve a decent amount. With those guys coming back. Yeah, it will absolutely. Yeah, Vando will help with our perimeter D and rebounding issues. Rui will help with our scoring when Braun is out. And Gabe should hopefully help shooting, even though I know he hasn't shot well. And perimeter D. Yeah, like, again, we will be much better. When everyone's healthy and we're clicking, we'll be a much better team. And, like, even Vando will help offensively. I know people don't think he will, but he absolutely will. He'll be getting defensive and offensive rebounds. You're talking 7 rebounds a game. That gives the Lakers more opportunity, whether it's, we're going the other way and by completing the defense, or we're getting second chance points, which lead to other opportunities at the basket, which raises our point total. Also, him just getting deflections, creating turnovers, lead to transition points, which, again, raises our total. So, like, I see a lot of people that are like, oh, like, Vando will help, but he's not going to help tremendously, Vando will absolutely. He helped tremendously last season. We went from middle of the pack to the number 1 team in the league defensively with just Vanderbilt alone. This year, we're 11th currently, and you don't think Vando will take us to even top 5? And then, as I mentioned, getting transition points, getting rebounds, all that stuff all leads to helping with the offense, which then raises our point total, which makes us a better offensive team. But none of those guys fix all of our issues. We still have some very serious issues. Yes, exactly. I have to get him immediately signed to the lifelong Laker contract. Can't like any other teams. I think Vandal will play tomorrow. No, he's still about a week away, but I would love it. You never know. Vino trash. We traded Braun for Garland and Allen. We won the Pistons Cup. Would you make a trade for Capella? Depends on the price, right? But I mean, I wouldn't hate it. He's just like, he becomes a liability at times badly. Like, I would rather go get like a Valanciunas or something, but I wouldn't hate Capella. Family first, Lakers second, of course, always. Vando wants trade, still mad about benched in the playoffs. Tyler misses Kendrick Nunn and Russell Westbrook. Should the Lakers be getting blown out with their core at the game and in the blowout losses? What did you notice that Lakers could fix more practice games, and what do you fear can't be fixed? So no, the Lakers should not be getting blown out with the core. Occasionally, yes, it happens. I mean, all teams get smacked game here and there. It is the NBA. I mean, even teams like the Celtics have gotten blown out in previous years. All that stuff. It happens. But the regularity in which it is happening should not be happening, right? Especially to start games and stuff like that. We should not be down 20 every game to start. That shouldn't be happening. Now, as far give me one second. As far as like things that can be fixed, right? Like in practices and games, I don't really know how much. Like, definitely getting shot attempts up, right? Just working on your craft, trying to get back into a rhythm and a flow. But a lot of it is just effort and energy, right? Like, we've seen the games that the Lakers usually win, they show up and they play with energy. This game, we basically blew them out start to finish. Why? Because the Lakers showed up from the beginning, right? And obviously, you're not going to have blowups the other way every game either. But it shouldn't be we're down 20, now the Lakers are about to play. It should be, the game's going back and forth. We get into the second half or even that fourth quarter, and now the Lakers are pulling away is how it should be, But the things that I fear can't be fixed is definitely like the over-the-top shooting, right? Consistency, like that's my fear. And I don't mean consistency like with energy, because that can be fixed, but shooting, like it happens all the time. Like, some guys just have years where they just fall into this trench, right? Like, they just can't consistently put it together. And I mean, that's a big difference between stars and just normal players, right? Like, D'Lo is great. He's better than the average guy in the NBA, but he's not like a star because he can't consistently do that game in and game out, like what he did tonight, right? Like, it's on the other, he can on any night go give it to you, but it's not like will he tonight go do that? It's kind of like, well, he can, maybe tonight will be the night. Where you look at a guy like a Levine, who again isn't even a star, but is consistent, right? He can go, like every night, you're going to go get 20 to 30 points from him. It's like, well, can he tonight go give you 30, or will he go give you 50 tonight, or not? Will, right? Like, so yeah. Tyler, would you like Sengun to join the Lakers alongside AD? I would absolutely love that. That would be fantastic. I've been telling you guys that Reeves was a distraction to whatever should have been in the first 10 games. It could have been better with Reeves on the bench. I mean, Reeves is on the bench, and yeah, I mean, I need to see Reeves put it together. But, he's just struggling. I'm hoping he turns it around. I really do. I still have hope that he can turn it around. Reeves can be moved at any time. Hopefully the GM understands that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, teams will line up for Austin Reeves if we try to trade Reeves. As poorly as he's been playing, teams would absolutely love to go get their hands on an Austin Reeves. One of the big reasons, like, as I made an argument earlier for D'Lo over Reeves. One of the big reasons I do like Reeves, though, is he's willing to come off the bench, right? Like if D'Lo was willing to come off the bench, I would say trade Reeves, no problem. But because I just think come playoff time, you need to have LeBron run play, right? But anyway, time will tell. Peace out, AR. What do you think about Dorian Finney-Smith? I like Dorian Finney-Smith. I wouldn't mind the Lakers trading for him at all. To me, again, it just comes down to the asking price. What are they looking for? I mean, he gives you a legit 3-and-D sizable wing that could kind of really help lift that up. The chat definitely has the Lakers energy tonight. Yeah, definitely. But anyway, I got to the end of the stream. Tomorrow I'm going to try to do a watch-along stream, and then we'll do another post-game stream. Hopefully we get the Thunder win. That would be beautiful. But anyway, again, as always, let me know your thoughts and opinions on what you thought about this game after this stream. I'd really appreciate that. Leave a comment, stuff like that. Let people come in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. All of that stuff. Would you start Vando? I'll answer this question real quick. Would you start Vando? Would you start him, Dorian Finney-Smith, over Vando? Probably, because he gives you more he'd give you better offense. Vando's the better defender, but I think you have good enough defense and better offensive production. So yeah, I would. But anyway, like I said, I really appreciate y'all. And you guys are awesome. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all tomorrow for at least the post game.